Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1951 Smith Corona Silent vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And this is your left margin. I'm going to set this on about 5. Just want to make sure that they're in between the two paper fingers, about 5 and 75. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. And this is the paper bell that sits on top. It's got two adjustable rollers, and the paper fingers in front are on the edges. We're going to test those margins. Looks good. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. Hit this line space, get you back to the beginning. It skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip that switch back. It skips 2. One more, it skips 3. That works good. We're going to keep that on single for now. And I typed that first line in red. So to switch that back to black, right now the switch is down all the way to red. If you want it on black, you flip it all the way to the top. It prints the top portion of the ribbon. When you have it in the middle, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When you have it all the way down, it prints red, which is the bottom portion of the ribbon. We're going to move that up for black. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence on this next line. Beautiful typing machine. One of the best typewriters of all time in my opinion. This is the precursor to the Silent Super, which is just a little bit of an upgrade from this. Still a really nice typewriter. Super smooth, like the Smith Corona luxury machine. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the right side here. You flip it forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier and load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. And as you can see, it's branded as a silent, but it's not really silent. It's just a little bit quieter than your typical machine. So instead of hearing this throughout the house, you'll just hear it maybe in the next room. That's it. And if you live in an apartment, you probably can't hear this at all in the next unit. Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace on the left side works really smooth. Tab on the right side. It's another difference between this and the Silent Super. The tabulator is a little different. This one has a manual tab set. You press it here, but you got to set them behind this flip panel here. And they're just little tabs that you pull out and you put anywhere on this rack. You want to make sure that the open side is on the back. Otherwise, the right margin could get stuck on that. If you adjust it close to those, it'll just get stuck on it right there. And it just stops at each one of those. Let's test that. It's like that. Very nice. And a lot of people prefer the manual tab set because it's less things to go wrong. It's easier maintenance over time. The Silent Super will have a clear and a set right here right on the right side here, right next to the tab. MR stands for margin release. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. Hit that MR button. It does allow you to go all the way to the end. That works good. And we already did backspace in the color selector, and all the brand new ribbons loaded on the left, so it's pulling clockwise to the right. If you want to switch that direction, you just flip this switch up. It'll pull clockwise. It'll pull counterclockwise to the left. Flip it down, and it pulls clockwise to the right. Touch control on the inside left here, from low all the way to the right to high all the way to the left. The higher you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys a little harder for them to print, but they respond faster. On the left side or the right side of the carriage behind the knob is the carriage release. Very smooth. It's got that nice metal release lever that does not break off like the newer versions that have the hard plastic. This is your carriage lock. You just lift it up and it releases the carriage in the middle and locks it in the middle. So that way when you have it in the case, it doesn't bang around in there causing damage to your escapement. To release it, you just pull it to the right a little bit. Carriage release on the left as well. Super smooth. And if you pull out this little lever on the knob, it disables the spacing so you can get to an exact spot on the page. You push it in, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is one space. Same concept with this lever on the inside here. Flip it down, disables the spacing. You flip it up, you get the clicks. And on the inside of the platen is the page gauge. So it's an end and set. So when you want to set it below the 11, which is up here, there's a little notch on most of them, but it just has a little red line on the end side. That's where you want to load the page. And then as you're feeding it through and it starts getting close to the end, it'll start warning you with that 2. That's 2 inches left, 1.5, 1 inch, and then that's the end. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.